Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at a brand new action figure from Sideshow that loves to talk about himself and how badass he is so much that I'm speechless.
Respect the monkey!
And here we are, boys and girls, keeping with the promise of the awesomest, the Sideshow 1/6 scale action figure of Deadpool. Yeah, the merc with the mouth. We got him here, and we're going to open up this guy in a few moments and see if he's good or bad. But first, let's take a look at this box. Looking at this box, Sideshow kept it nice and simple, but very cool looking at the same time. We get an up-close shot right here of a muted picture of Deadpool right here with the eyes open and all white, nice and red. We get Deadpool written across. We get 6 scale figure Sideshow, Marvel, indicia. On the side of the box, we get the continuation of that picture with Deadpool giving a thumbs up. On the other side, we get the other side of his shoulder, of his arm right here, of his left arm. And it's just a muted picture of him on the box like that. In the back, though, we get a nice picture of Deadpool with his thumb up again. And this is a black and white sketching of him. Very cool. On the top, we just get a nice little raised logo of Deadpool. Same on the bottom. Raised logo of Deadpool. And also on the back, we get all the indicia of Sideshow, licensing and all that good stuff. So I tell you what, it's time to crack this puppy open and let's take a look at it. And Deadpool comes in a nice, as we said, simple shoebox opening box. And as soon as we open it, we get hit with this nice, kind of like a hard vinylish card inlay of a Deadpool logo on a bullet range background. That's very nice. And you guys that make your dioramas, this makes a nice setup for a diorama you can put in back or on the bottom as a base for Deadpool. Really nice. I'm going to use it as a backdrop for my Deadpool when I get him in his diorama. And we just pull this inlay out. And there's Deadpool all sitting there ready to be showcased. And on the side of the box, once we open it, we see Deadpool. On the top, we see an inverted photo of Deadpool with the red eyes and white. And on the bottom, same thing, inverted. So, without further delay, let's take a look at what accessories came with this guy. Now, Sideshow really hooked us up with some great accessories to go with Deadpool. Almost every iconic thing that you can think in your mind that would come out of the comic onto a figure for Deadpool, they included it in here. And they really hit all the key points. So let's go from the mundane and work our way through to some of the exciting stuff. First of all, they gave you about 8 pegs for wrist and foot. That's really cool. I wonder if they think they're going to break, because that's usual. They don't usually give you this many, but they gave you about 8 or 9 pegs. So that's very cool. So they gave you that. He's got this nifty like pulse rifle. I love this gun. Look at that gun. It's just a regular gunmetal gray color, but it has nice little muted colorings of that burgundy red, that theme of Deadpool going through it. Very nice. And it's not articulated at all, but the trigger looks very cool the way it hangs out like that. Very simple, but very nice. And I think they give you a video camera too, which I think goes on the top of the sight. Very cool. They give you these great pistols, dual pistols that you get. And I love that they put that little like Deadpool eyes and his colorings, his logo colorings on the grips. Very nice. Now these guns also are not articulated like Hot Toys. Like they don't ratchet back and forth. But what they do is you can pull the clips out like that. And the clips go right back in. Nice and easy. So you can pull the clips out of the right and left gun. If I can get the left one out. Now you know I'm not going to spend all day trying to do this. Just know that the clips come out on both guns. Nice. I like that they put actual holes, boring in the barrels. That's very nice. Looks realistic. I like this little chrome piece too that comes through. This is actually a plastic piece, but the chrome of it looks nice. It breaks it up to gunmetal gray. Very good. They give you these two nice hand grenades with the iconic look of Deadpool's face on it, his mask with the eyes. And they clip right on the Deadpool's belt. Very nice. They give you this great base, a crotch-grabbing base. Now the base looks like some kind of industrial grating, or like where Deadpool might live or stash his stuff. And that's very nice. Now it's not raised at all. It has no surface feel to it. It's just a smooth, like stenciled on image. But it looks very nice. It looks good. And it has the Marvel logo and the crotch-grabbing base, you know, that you can move up, take out, put back on. It goes right into the peg. And there you have it. They gave you some nice hands. Everything you can think about the hands for Deadpool, they gave you. Look, we have the OK sign hand. Very cool. And I love the sculpting on the gloves. Look at the sculpting on the gloves. It looks like there are actual fingers in there. Sideshow did a really great job on these hand sculpts. They give you a gun holding hand for right and left. And those two fingers, those two hands are the hands that come standard on the Deadpool figure itself in the box. I took them off just to show you. They gave you the iconic thumbs up. Look at that. Nice for Deadpool. And these hands are not hard plastic. They're actually malleable rubber, like a hard rubber. Now they snap back into position. They're not articulated at all, but they give you a nice rubbery feel. That's very cool. And they peg right into the slots easily. Very nice. Once again, you can almost see the thumbnail through the glove material, and that's very cool that they did that sculpt. You get a nice open hand that can hold stuff on a looser grip. You get a tighter grip. Can also be used as a gun hand. You get two of those, right and left. You get the peace sign. Look at that. That's so cool. Once again, look at the intricate sculpting on those gloves. It looks like nice material actually being folded and manipulated with the fingers inside. They did a great job with that. I like the little pads on the knuckles too. Those are great. And you get two fists, right and left. You get this nice nifty knife that hooks right onto his belt, pulls out of the sheath. Belt, and then the knife looks really good. That's a nice type of silver chrome they put on there. Not too bright, not too muted. It's a nice balance with a serrated edge on it. Nice hilt. And it goes right back in here. Now this comes out real quick and real easy. It doesn't stick in real strong, so if you mess around and move your figure a lot, it might fall out, so keep an eye on that. You don't want it to fall behind some furniture or something. And it just clips right onto his belt with that clip right there. You get the iconic Katana Swords, and they have clips on them too to go right on his belt and right on his back straps. There's the swords, and they go right out and in. Nice. Nice. Right and left sides. Look at that. Beautiful work on the hilt. Very simple, but very true to the Deadpool character. And these iconic blades. And these blades are cold. They almost feel like they're metal, but they're hard plastic. But they look really great. And sharp too, so watch out for the kitties, because these ends are really sharp. These points are very sharp. Very nice. Deadpool comes with two heads. I took one of the heads off that comes standard on him, which is the regular eye-looking one. That comes standard in the box. And then they have the squint one. And I love this because underneath the mask, which is also hard rubber-ish feel, you can see the smirk in his mouth through the mask material. They sculpted that in very nice. So those are the two alternative heads that come with Deadpool. And they peg right on very easily onto the nodule on the top of his shoulder. So very nice. And great paint apps. Also, to notice the subtle difference of the mask for your preference. One has the little pointy N at the end like we know, and the other one has a smooth, rounded pull-over top, which we know also is Deadpool, so you have your choice. Like I said, they gave you almost every iconic look and feel that from the comic books that you can have, so you have lots of choice for Deadpool. They also, if you ordered from Sideshow directly, gave you the special bonus of the Headpool figure. This is a little figure like a conscience for Deadpool that talks to him in the later issues of his Deadpool comic run. This is like his conscience. Very naughty guy. And that's great sculpt. Now, he doesn't go on Deadpool's body, of course, because he doesn't in the comic either. But he kind of sits by him and like a little conscience and talks to him because Deadpool's already crazy. But nice sculpting on that. Look at all the sculpting work they did on that. Very nice. Now, this isn't articulated at all very much, so you can push that in, but it'll come right back out. It's just a rubbery feel. And the propeller on this beanie doesn't turn either. Something very special that Sideshow did is they gave you, because you know Deadpool is all in his head pretty much and talks all the time, and so does Headpool. They gave you these nifty stickers that peel off and go into these like little comic book balloons. So you can put right next to your figure, and they come with stands. They come with 2 stands, and the stands have different types of angle, 3 stands, sorry. They come with different types of angle and heights so that you can actually put them on, and they go right onto a little loop like that. You can actually put them on, and once you put them in, like that, they stay. See? And you can actually see what Deadpool is thinking, almost like a comic balloon. These are actual, like comic book balloons, and you could do the same with Headpool. Stick them next to him. And they come with all these cool, crazy Deadpool type sayings. And you just peel them off and stick them. Now, just a word of advice, and they tell you that right on here, right down here. If you take these off and you put them on the balloon, if you rub your fingers tightly against the balloon to kind of like seal the deal after you put them on there, they'll be hard to take off. These are made to be removable. So you can take these right off the balloon again and then put another slogan on it depending on your posing and what you want to put on there. But if you rub it down to make it seal and all look deeply smooth, it'll not come up that right, and you might rip the ones that you have on trying to get them back off. So make sure you're very careful. Also, very weird, Deadpool comes with no directions. Usually every action figure's 1/6 scale comes with some directions, even if the figure himself is simplistic and does not have a lot of accessories. And the fact that Deadpool has so many accessories, and some people might not be a comic book fan to know how to use them and what to do with them, they just might want the cool Deadpool figure. I think they should have included some directions of how to put this on, clip this on, take this off, and put this base together, which is very interesting. They didn't do that. But let's take a look at some of the stuff on this figure's articulation. The articulation on Deadpool is very, very mixed. I got mixed feelings about this. But he does got some good things, though. His head can swivel very faintly back and forth. It can raise up. But when you raise it up too much, it'll a tendency to pop off like that. See, that comes on that round ball, which fits into that round groove right there. But that round ball doesn't give you a lot of stability on his head. It makes it very easy for the head to pop off. So you got to be careful with that. But it can give you a full 360 rotation like that. Slight swivel. Slight swivel, like that. Once again, be careful with this head turn, guys, for these turns on his head. Arms go up only about this much, limited by the outfit. Actually, it'll bring it back down as you watch. See, the arm will go up about that much, limited down. You get a nice rotation, go up about that much, about that much. There is no bicep swivel in there. You get a nice arm bend about this high. Once again, the suit is kind of stiff, so it kind of, you'll see when you raise it up, it'll force it back down again. It starts to go back down into that position. But it'll stay to about mid-level, but no problem. There's a locking joint right on the elbow of the arm, so it doesn't do double bend, double jointed. It locks right there, so it goes straight down, and that's about it. Out about that much. Get a nice double shoot pose. There is waist articulation. There is an ab crunch, But again, because of the suit, you don't get that much of one, and there's a twist. And once again, because of the suit, you have to really play with this to get the suit to turn, to get the body to turn. But he can turn, give you a nice waist swivel, like that, when you turn. So you can get a little bit of a waist swivel in there. Legs go up about that much. Once again, restricted by the suit. Legs go up about that much. See, but the suit will bring it back down. Nice knee bend. Knee bend. Doesn't seem to be a double joint in those knees. There's a nice knee bend. On the foot, the foot, because of these shin guards, doesn't allow the foot to come down much. So you don't get a downward swivel at all. Pivot. You don't get a downward pivot in that foot at all. And you don't get an upward pivot. So any kind of eccentric kicks or leaps, you'll have to modify it to make yourself happy with it, but you won't get a lot of foot swivel or pivot up and down at that ankle at all, either side to side for a swivel. Now the foot itself will turn all the way around. It will rotate all the way around, but that's about it. And you get a slight little, you get a side pivot. I just pulled this foot off. You get a side pivot like that on this foot. So that's pretty good. Also, I got to tell you guys something. Those of you who got the Winter Soldier figure, you know that all those accessories, they fall off so easy. Every time you pose Winter Soldier, all the accessories that look so cool would fall off, and you have to keep on putting them back on. The same with Deadpool. Sideshow did not anchor any of these pouches down. They have little clips that just hook on. So every time you get him into an extreme pose or you're twisting and moving him, those things pop off and fall down. So if you're working around things with vents or things with holes in the ground or things that you have furniture you can fall behind and it'd be hard to get them back, be careful, because these things will fall off, almost guaranteed, as you're posing him around. That includes the guns, that includes all these little pouches that you see all over his body. They're just clipped on, including his katanas. They just easily clip on and off, but they easily come right off. So be careful. It looks great when he's stationary in a pose, but while you're getting him into a severe pose, those things tend to fall down and fall off. Sideshow could have done a little bit better with that, but that's just a little nitpick. It looked badass when you look at it. Let's take an overall look at this figure. Overall, Sideshow did some really nice things with the figure. They gave you all the weaponry that you'd need on a Deadpool figure. I don't like that these things are all loose clipped, because as I was putting it around, so many things are falling off when I was posing him for you guys behind the scenes. Even his katana, in the back, if you see the katana, it actually just fell off. The katana part fell off and left the metal clipping onto his straps there. So I have to glue that and get that fixed on there. But that happens just as I was posing him, because there's so many parts on here that they fall off very easy, as I said earlier, when you're trying to pose him. But the niceness of this figure is that it looks very good, very accurate to a comic book adaptation of Deadpool. Very nice. I like the sculpting of the hands. I like the gauntlets. I like the shoulder protectors. I like the gauntlets on the wrists and the forearms. I like all the pouches and stuff. I just wish they were secured a little tighter, a little better. I like the guns and the weaponry. He doesn't stand. His feet are hard plastic. So the grips on the bottom of his soles of shoes are hard plastic. So he doesn't stand very well by himself. I actually had to use a crotch grabber stand, the stand that came with him, which I hardly ever use stands on my figures, to show him to you guys, because he just would not stand up by himself without slipping and sliding on the wood of the Lazy Susan turntable. But I like the fingers that they gave him as we turn him around. I like the material they used for his costume. It's tight and it's kind of a hard, rough material, but it could have been a little softer to get the posability better, so you can move the body around a lot, but you couldn't. I wish the suit was a little bit tighter, because in superhero costumes I always like them to be tight so you can see the musculature like you do in the comic books. and they make it a little more utilitarian when they bring it into a 3D, 4D figure. So they make it a little more puffier and a little more baggier to try to get some articulation. He also seems to have body padding underneath here to bulk him out a little bit around the chest and the high part of his deltoids, and even on the legs it feels like he has some padding underneath that, which they didn't really need, but I guess they decided to put that on there. But he really looks nice. I like the fact that they put shading and dirtied up the costume a little bit. I like the shading on the mask. I like the head choices. I like the attitude choices that are underneath the mask. They look great. I like the paintings, the paint apps on all his accessories. They look very nice. They did a very nice job on this. For Sideshow, which is trying to come up, I think they did a good job on this figure with the overall look of it. Pretty good. Well, there you go, guys. A look at our Deadpool action figure from Sideshow. Now, this figure's pretty cool. I like it. I have a little nitpicky qualms with about like how all the pouches are loose and they fall off. When I was posing him in this little simple pose for you guys, everything was falling off and hitting the ground and doing stuff. And like I said, if you got an enclosed area that has grains and all kind of drainage or any type of furniture you can lose stuff behind, be very careful when posing this guy because those things will pop right off. I'm going to super glue some of these on a light dab of super glue so they stay on the parts that I know that I'm not going to ever move anyway, the pouches. I'm going to super glue some of those down. But I think they gave you so many great accessories with this Deadpool, and with the talking Deadpool head. I think that's so cool. A nice addition, a cute little kick. If you get them exclusively from Sideshow, if you order him, you get this little talking dead head. I love that. And the katanas. Look at this pose. This is nice. And this is just a fraction of the poses you can get him in with the balloon heads and everything like that and the base. And he's going to look fantastic. There's a nice little how to pose your Deadpool tutorial that's on Sideshow.com. So if you go to Sideshow's website, they got a nice little tutorial on how to pose your Deadpool, and it really is good, and it'll be even a better pose than what I have him in now. I just put him in this so you can see what he looks like. This is going to be a great figure for your collection. Get him, because Deadpool doesn't really fit into any type of group or any type of league. He's not an Avenger or anything, not Fantastic Four, although he does work a lot with Spider-Man on the animated series, and he does work with Wolverine in the comic books a lot, and Cable and those guys. He's a loner, so he'll fit into any part of your collection that you want to put him in. I think he's a great addition to a collection. With the upcoming movie coming out, I think he's going to be wonderful, and a lot of people will want him. So he might be a hard-to-get figure in a few months once that movie hits, and I suspect that movie's going to be a big hit for all the Sideshow and all the Deadpool and comic book fans. So, should you get him? Yes, I think so. There's not a lot of nicely done Deadpool figures. There are fantastic Deadpool statues and some 6 and 8 inch Deadpool action figures, but you won't find any 12-inch 1/6 scale action figures of Deadpool that are done really nice. This stands out as a really, really nice Deadpool action figure with the addition of all the swap outs that you can do and the deadhead and the comic book balloons. You can make a great diorama for this. So I say get him. He's going to run you about $230 if you get him from Sideshow. You might find him for more on eBay. He's available at some of your mom-pop stores like Big Bad Toy Store and Frank & Sons in Los Angeles if you want to go there, Frank & Sons Toy Warehouse. So I'd say get him. So there you go, guys. He's a great addition. I've said enough. Get this figure. If you like Deadpool at all, you'll love this figure. That's all I got to say. So like down below and tell me what you think. Do you like this figure? Are you looking forward to the Deadpool movie? Do you like the way they did this Deadpool action figure? You plan to get him? Let me know right down below, because you know I'll get back to you and I love talking to you. And if you like what you saw today, hit that like button. If you like it, also subscribe. We're working our way up to 2,000 subscribers, and you guys are cranking. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. And look us up on Facebook and on Pinterest, because we show different things on those mediums that we don't have right here. So, thanks for joining us, and remember, collecting toys, even a 1/6 scale Sideshow Deadpool action figure, can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.